Hi, this is Rebecca, and today I want to talk about some of the daily kinds of things that tend to hold people up. You know, maybe you've been listening to some of my videos the last few weeks and you've started to get excited about the passion that's within you, the gifts that are within you. You're ready to move forward, but you're kind of getting stuck in the day-to-day. You know, it's easy when you start the week off and you have some of that passion, you're ready to go, you're ready to take on the week, you're ready to just jump out of bed full of fire, and then all of a sudden, you know, you get downstairs, or you get to work, or, you know, you get out of your house, and everything hits you. All of a sudden, you're faced with the problems of the day, and it knocks you down. And so you're feeling like, you know, even though you started off with the energy, now you're dealing with just the stuff of everyday life, and it holds you back. So we're going to talk about how to get from that feeling of frustrated to being able to flourish and being able to move forward. It has to start with your mindset. In fact, all of it is in your mind. All of it is about how are you thinking? Where are you putting your focus? Where are you putting your energy? It's all in here. So it has to be an opportunity for you. When you're faced with those problems, you need to be able to make the flip from frustrated to flourishing. You need to reset your mind. You need to refocus your thinking so that instead of dealing with some of the emotion of the day, the emotion of the situation, the frustration, whatever that problem is, instead of looking at that, you need to flip it to, what am I going to do with this? How am I going to approach this? How am I going to move forward in the face of whatever it is? You need to flip the switch in your mind from focusing your energies on that frustration, that angst, that anxiety, to how are you going to solve the problem? When you look at problems as opportunities for you to use your gifts that you were specially designed with, the skills, the experiences, all of those things that are within you that create in you an ability that nobody else has because you are unique. When you find a way to center those things on how do you focus them on the problem and fix it, it gets your mind off of just the angst. You know, there's a few things I'm going to give you, a few tips for how do you do this. Because, you know, I know every week, every day, there are going to be things that are going to come and hit you. They're going to knock you down. How are you going to get back up and face them? How are you going to move forward in the midst of all of that? Because it's not going to go away. It happens. It's part of life. So how are you going to move forward? And yes, it is possible. But first, the first thing that you need to do is know who you are. Recognize the things that are in you, the skills, the abilities, the experiences, those things that make you unique, that make you a problem solver like nobody else is. You are able to solve problems that nobody else can because you are unique. So recognize that, acknowledge that, embrace that, know that. Because regardless of what anybody else says, regardless of whatever you face, when you know that, it's going to help you to flip the switch in your mind. So the next thing is, every day, you need to start with the mindset. Start with knowing that you can make a difference, knowing that you can take on the day. The day doesn't have to rule you. You can rule the day. The emotions, the frustrations, all of that doesn't control you. You control them. You control your actions in the midst of that. You can rule the day. So make a determination at the start of the day that you are going to own it. You are going to own it for yourself, and nothing else can take that away from you. So then, when you're finally faced with whatever that is, whatever that situation is, whatever that thing is that tries to knock you down, even if it's a person who might start making you feel belittled, might make you feel inferior, might be trying to attack you, it doesn't matter. What are you going to do? Because you don't have to change the person. You don't have to change all of the circumstance. You just need to control your actions. So take a step back from the situation long enough to regroup, long enough to refocus your mind. First, remember who you are. Second, remember that you are going to own the day. And now is the time to make the flip from all of that frustration to how are you going to flourish in the midst of it. So set your mind on just acknowledging your emotions. Yeah, it is what it is. Acknowledge the situation for what it is. But instead of allowing yourself to be controlled by the emotion of it, determine in your mind, what am I going to do about it? How can I communicate with that person? How can I address the situation? As they say, the best defense is a good offense. So instead of taking a defensive posture and hiding from everything that's going on, or running away or whatever, take the offensive posture. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to manage the situation? How are you going to confront the problem? How are you going to move forward in the midst of it? And yes, you can do it. Absolutely. And in fact, when you've made that flip from dealing with the frustration to flourishing in the situation, all of a sudden, you know what? A lot of that emotion kind of fades away. You start to feel the confidence once again. You start to feel invigorated by the opportunity, and you start using those skills and gifts within you in a way that's positive. It actually brings a level of fulfillment and joy in the midst of that. And so it's going to help you then to take on the next thing too. So I encourage you, do these 3 things every single day. First, know who you are. Next, determine at the start of the day you're going to take on the situation. And thirdly, when that situation comes, take the pause, regroup, know who you are, and be able to make your flip from the frustration into the flourishing. And with that, I will look forward to seeing you in our next video. We'll continue to do these every Monday. You can find them on the YouTube channel. Please go ahead and sign up, subscribe, so that every week when we post the new one, you'll be able to get notification and jump right in. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks.